Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. This one's going to take a little bit of an intro, but it's because I'm going to read you this story so we're all up to speed. Because it's got people in it that we know and people that we don't know. So the chairman of the Arizona Republican Party, Jeff DeWitt, resigned on Wednesday, claiming he was doing so from GOP Senate candidate Kari Lake. The reason why he resigned was he was having a private conversation with Kari Lake that she recorded and then released. And the reason why she released that recording is as follows. In the audio recording published on Tuesday, DeWitt, who's the former Arizona GOP chair, DeWitt said that he was asked by very powerful people from back east, that's the quote, whether there are companies that could put Lake on their payroll and keep her from running for the Senate. And that he, DeWitt, would like to see a, quote, fresh face, unquote, in the Senate race. So then DeWitt said, is there a number at which, and Kari Lake interjects, that I can be bought? And DeWitt says, no, not bought. Just take a pause for a couple years. Then go right back to doing what you're doing, election denying and such. And she said, no, not for 10 million, not for 1 billion. This is not about money. This is about our country. So DeWitt's basically saying that she records private conversations and then puts pressure on people. She was saying that, let's see, the Arizona, this morning I was determined to fight for my position. However, a few hours ago, I received an ultimatum from Lake's team: resign today or face the release of a new, more damaging recording. I'm unsure of its contents, but consider our numerous past open conversation as friends, I've decided not to take the risk. Oh man, there's no corruption there. Kari Lake, her team said the tape speaks for itself. The GOP chair, Jeff DeWitt, attempted to bribe Kari Lake. Thankfully, Kari's an extremely ethical person who rejected his multiple attempts to offer her money in corporate board seats in exchange for her not running for public office. Okay, show of hands. How many people here think of Kari Lake as being a social justice warrior who can't be bribed or corrupted? Yeah. How many people think that she's nutty as squirrel poop and is recording people and using that as blackmail to advance her aggressive agenda to, be the senator, the governor, and a MAGA moron supporting Trump? I have a hard time believing this, but, that's my own personal bias. Maybe she is the Batman of the Republican Party in Arizona. Entertainment purposes only. This just sounds like a bad movie plot. You could just totally picture the head of the GOP saying, you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. We will actually want to win this Senate seat. What does it take for you to go away so we can put somebody in there who wins? Entertainment purposes only. What do we got? How much money does it take? How much money for you to go away? This sounds like a normal corrupt political dealing going on. This sounds like just what you would expect from wealthy political players, crossed with the strength card. Kari Lake is going to use this to try and leverage that she's like this strong, ethical person who can't be bought by the establishment, by the deep state, by corporate America. Oh, she's not going to be... This is she's trying to rebrand herself. Because right now she's stuck as cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs lady. She's the one that had the failed governor race and then, did all this. The election was stolen and nothing's backing up and she's losing in the court cases. So now she's trying to change the narrative and paint herself as, I was a victim of the Republican Party, but I'm a fighter. You can't keep me down. You can't keep Kari Lake hostage. I am looking forward to Cash Peters doing pictures on this one because he's as good and snarky with stuff like this as anybody. And then he's got little stick figure pictures to follow it up. So I look forward to catching this story and then running with it. It would be amazing. Okay. In the past is the star card. She views herself as a rising star in the Republican Party. You know, she wants to be Trump's VP. She has these great political aspirations. She's going to change America and put it in her image. Current situation, and I don't think she's changed this. This version of her is still there. Current situation is Ace of Cups. She is trying to control the narrative, the emotional narrative now. You can see how I was being wronged and victimized by these wealthy people, but I'm strong. I'm a star. I'm going to fight for you. She's just trying again. She's all about passion and emotion and drive, and this is the passion and emotion part that she's now going to put out there as she rebrands herself. The overarching energy is the King of Wands. This is, I think this is her driving out the head of the GOP. The GOP can't control her and tell her what to do. She's a star. She's strong. She's her own person. She's emotionally strong and physically strong and driven, and she's going to drive this home. To her, this is a victory. And maybe to Arizonans, this will be a victory. Maybe Arizonans will look at this and say, wow, what corruption trying to buy out Kari Lake. She's our girl. And the work keeps on. Evaluating the cash and working on it. Yeah, I think, as much as I am not a fan of Kari Lake, I think she's going to use this very much to her advantage to catapult a rebranding effort. I'll be curious if she does that or not. Maybe she doesn't. But I think on the short term, she's going to get a boost from this, from the voters. I can see where the Republican Party may not be real thrilled with her. So we'll throw those two little four-parters. How will John and Mary Q. Public view Kari Lake after this? Are they gonna look at her in a different light, in a positive light, or is she now a crime fighter representing the little guy and can't be bought by Washington lobbyists? Yeah, that was the card that was on the bottom of the deck that I flashed earlier. This is how she's viewing herself. I'm going to take care of everybody. I'm the person who can get the job done. Wheel of Fortune. This is my destiny. I'm driven. I can do this. I could take out Joe Biden. This could be Mr. Gallego. I'm the kind of. I know people think I'm a little bit of a wild card emotionally, but I'm strong. I'm driven. I can't be bought. And she's gonna build on this. This is kind of like the driving thing that can rebrand her and allow her to start planning for a little bit of a different push. Somebody a little bit more emotionally mature and emotionally rational. And again, she's going to use that as momentum going on. I think that's how the average person is going to look at her. Empress. She couldn't be bought. She was pure. And the Ace of Wands, she stood up for her values. And the Wheel of Fortune is, how now we'll see how things spin out with that one. Basically the other guy's just trying to manipulate her. I think it will resonate with Arizona voters. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting with it. Now that's short term. The election's still 9 months away, 10 months away, and I'm sure people will have long since forgotten about this, unless she's constantly reminding them every 10 minutes. Okay. How will the GOP handle this? How will the established GOP handle this situation? Are they going to get behind her? Or are they going to run scared, wondering how much recording she has on them? Maybe that's the better question. How's the GOP establishment going to react to her? Oh, if they've got, there's going to be messaging. So this is how quickly she released the messaging and released more messaging on the GOP chair. They might be the hostages. Remember that card was underneath here? This may not have been her being the hostage, rebranding herself. This could be that the leadership of the GOP is now held hostage because shots fired. She'll go after the head, and she decapitated the head of the GOP. Who's next? Who's next? Because she ain't playing. She's got stuff. She probably has stuff on all of them. And this is just, again, this is about that MAGA extremism. There's no compromise. They will burn everything down to be in power. And, the Republican Party signed up for this. This is what you get. And this is what you get. In the past, the hermit, she exposed the truth or exposed the messaging and brought him down. And I'm now wondering if the Republican establishment, are they going to try and bring her down? That would seem likely. But if she's got stuff on them, they may not be able to do it. Let's see how this pans out. If the tower is for her or for them. It's for them. They're all looking around like, oh crap, who's next? Who is she going to pull the trigger on next? Who else has had private conversations with her, and have they been recorded? More people are going to be going. I don't think she's going to go into the night. Now, if they have stuff on her and can bring her down and just absolutely rock her world, she will leave. But I'm guessing is that she's got stuff on them, and this is the tower for the establishment, and now they're looking around wondering, how do we resolve this situation? It's a nightmare. Y'all did it to yourself. This is just amazing. I think she's got more stuff on him. And it would make sense, right? Because now that she's released this, there is nobody who's going to have in GOP land that's going to have a private conversation with her. This conversation apparently took place in her living room at her house. So, she had no problem gathering kompromat on people. And you can imagine that, the Republicans, maybe the Democrats are like this too. I'm sure they are. But the Republicans, even more so, are about keeping things in the family. And this is an absolute betrayal. All right. Well, Kari Lake, will the Republican Party release information on Kari Lake? And then will Kari Lake release information on the Republican Party? Let's see what we got. We'll do a challenge here. Oh, it's on. It is so on. The game. This is an all new game. Republican Party. What are they going to do with Kari Lake? They're going to ask her to leave, or they're going to leave. Got the High Priestess. I think they might be the ones leaving. They might be the ones walking away because there's more conversations about the money and how they do the money with her, offering her stuff to step down. And now they have to make a choice. What's in their best interest? Letting her run or protecting their job. So they are going to, I think they're going to minimize. They're going to try and minimize the effect that she has on the establishment in the Republican Party because they know she's got kompromat on them. I was going to say they were going to ask her to leave, but I don't think they can. Hers, of course. She's a star. She's a legend in her own mind. They don't dare mess with her because she's fighting from a point of advantage. She's not going to be anybody's hostage. And, you know, she's got the goods on them. Underneath it all, it's the betrayal, the spy in the camp. She's got tapes on them. She's sitting in the driver's seat. She will not be their victim. She's gonna fight, and she's got the goods on them. Kari Lake's not going anywhere. She's going to be your Arizona Republican choice there, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see that the Republican Party in Arizona isn't funding opposition candidates to her. Oh, God. Spiritual lesson. Here we go. What? Will this... I guess the spiritual lesson will be the same. I wonder if this will make a difference in how they do things, or you better believe it. What's the spiritual lesson? I mean, I can figure this one out already, right? This is the frog and the scorpion crossing the stream parable. What's the spiritual lesson for the Republican Party in particular in Arizona and maybe throughout the country? What's the spiritual lesson from the Kari Lake Republican Party? It's one big happy family. You careful what you wish for, you might get it. There's that. You know, you might think you're doing somebody a favor by, you know, offering them a pittance, but this is her dream, hopes, dreams, and wishes, and she's going to ride to victory, and she's going to be sitting there. Oh, okay. What is it? What's the spiritual lesson? Some people have dreams. They know they're going to be victorious in their dreams. Their hopes and wishes and desires are going to be filled. And, you know, they're going to rule and be generous and really, you know, live their best life. Really drive things forward. This would be an amazing message. This is actually an amazing spread of cards. Look at that. You know, everybody's happy, victorious, getting everything I want, charitable, a lot of drive. That's the way it should be. That's what the Republican Party is supposed to be doing. Working for the betterment of society, winning over the hearts and minds of people, you know, following the teachings of Jesus and being charitable with the poor. You know, be proud of your service to others. Come up with powerful ideas. That's the lesson to be learned. The GOP, are you doing everything the opposite? You're not doing things for the betterment of people. You're doing things for ego, and to look at that. You want to control the money and the narrative, and you act arrogant like you're a lord and everybody else are peasants. And, you know, there's no subtlety sometimes. You're just blunt with it. So it's kind of a lesson in reminding the Republican Party how they've fallen in the corruption that's there. The original intent of the Republican Party, or any political party, is to advance your agenda to help average people, help your constituents. And they've gone away from that. They've gone to catering to, you know, very powerful people back east and corporations as to who they're going to put up there. So all these folks that are cynical saying, you know, we don't get the candidates we want because corporate America chooses them. Well, yeah, they're right. And it's going to be to their detriment. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Wow. Thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for all your kind words and your likes and your shares and everything you do to help feed the YouTube algorithm and to allow my video to get out to a wider audience. To folks just discovering this channel recently and finding my videos, welcome. I'm glad you found us. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.